All right. Good morning, everyone. All right, guys. We are live for the Power Hour this morning, Monday, April the 26th. Let's get ready and talk a little bit about what's going on in the futures market. First, let's go to look at the ES. Let's do a little bit of an analysis with oil, right? Let's see what's going on with our oil trade. Last week we were mentioning about those 62s, 63s levels for oil. Let's see if this is going to be another nice week in that regard. So far the ES just stuck here between the 86 from the moment we opened this morning. So looking pretty good so far for the day. All right, let's see how's this going to be. All right, let's get ready and look. Let's see. A, B, C, D. Now D period is open for the ES. So we've been playing these 85s back to the 84. I mean 85, excuse me, to the 81s, which is the point of control. Oil looking pretty good here, trying to make a nice run, one time framing from these 60s, 67s. So let's see. Let's look at the 84s for the ES, and let me go back to my oil trade because I do not have a trade on the oil on my Interactive Broker account. Let's open it up and see if I can grab a nice order here. High of the day, 78 cents now, 61.78 for oil. Let me open my book map. Let's start looking for those targets. All right, look at the ES again, back to the 84s, trying to get above that 86 level all morning. So 85 and a quarter. Let's see if we're gonna break that 86 for the ES. We're looking for 86, 87 on that ES, guys. I'll go back to the ES in a minute. Let me see if this oil is going to work out for me on my Interactive Broker account. Give me 1 second. See if my book map also is going to load. It is the book map loading for me. Apple on one end, and we have our oil. Here it goes. All right, let me go back to the ES here. Print 84s, 83, 84s on this ES. So just in case we break this 86, what do we have, 83.50 now? Higher of the day, 85.50. So I'll place an order, 86. Let's see if this is going to work. Oh, not a, oops, excuse me, hold on. Let me get it, brackets going on here. Now 2 brackets, not 1 bracket only. Let's go 4, based on whatever is going on this morning. 3-point stop, let's try to get at least 4 or 5 points on this 83 back to the 80 level. So here is 84, and let's put one at 86. There you have it, 86. I just placed an order on the ES. Let's see if that's going to work. And meantime, 62s. Give me 1 second. Let's go back to my Interactive Broker on my oil. 84.75. Apple printing 34.62s currently. I have a trade on Apple on my other account. Let's go back to APPS. What's going on with APPS? TQQs TQQs. What's going on with my Valero trade? So Valero, it's not coming back to that level that we wanted. All right. Let's talk about the ES, guys. I'm gonna leave that order on. About 10 ticks on that move for the oil from 77 to 87. So I got 10 ticks on it. Pulling back a little bit. See if that oil goes to 62 bucks. Not trying to print the 62s on that oil, but still loading here my targets. I mean my book map. Come on, baby. There it goes, 88s. Come on. Let's see if we're gonna grab those 62s. Since last week that we've been talking about this oil, every time we have come to this $60.50, they have been buying the oil. So it has been a pretty straight up trade for you guys to be looking for longs. I've been talking about it. This morning I missed it as we were opening the market completely, and when I saw it, we were already on the 61.20s. So I was waiting for the breakout of the value area high, and they just did. So took the 77 long, got out at 87, only about 10 ticks on that thing now. I'm gonna wait, see if they can come back into the 61 area level, 61.50, which is inside the value area, and then take my trade at the extremes. 62 is still, the previous day settled, 62.15 will be the target on oil for this morning, right? If this keeps going, I'll try to place another order right here on the 61.60s to take me to the previous day settlement on oil, 62.15 for Friday. Let's see if that's going to happen. All right, let's talk a little bit about the ES. ES, I have an order to go short on the 86. This morning, we took a couple of trades early on. I did mention in the room, all right, one of the setups for this morning was if we open the ES above the 41.72, look for targets. First target was 77, the next target was 81.50, and the last target is 86 for the E-mini. Every single target you open above the 41.72, you take your longs, right? First target is the 77, next target is the 81, and the last target is the 86. Every single one of them has been met. Well, the 86 is not there yet. We haven't quite get there yet. Quiet morning so far on the ES, very tight range, about 10 points. Not even 10 points. We opened, 78, and the highest only 85. So it's about 7 points from the open that we have moved for the E-mini. Regardless, now we're having this hard time here on this 86 level. Trying, if you put it together, we have a poor high currently. This needs to get repaired, this 86. Remember, the previous day high was 87 for Friday, and then we pull completely from Friday all the way to the 67 and change, I believe it was. The settle was 67.50. We did a very nice trade here at the end of the day for the ES. Currently, we had multiple trades. One of them went long. One of them was to short the 85. The target was 80. Got out of the 80, left a runner. I have a runner on my account. Now looking for the 86, see if we can print that 86 and then reverse back to the 80 to capture about 6 points on the E-mini. So that's what I have for you guys for the E-mini. Let's look at oil again, back at 61.90. E-mini really quiet today, guys. Not a lot of action. Observation day, Monday, first day of the week. Usually wholesalers are in place, but I think the wholesalers went in on Friday. I mean, this huge move that we saw Friday, the whole reversal from the 41.20s, you guys recall we were printing Thursday. This whole reversal was based on wholesalers. So now we have singles. We still have singles to repair for the E-mini all the way to 4150. So we have to be aware of what's going on here for the E-mini. We have this set of singles all the way to 4150. Once we break out these 4172, below the 4172, like I mentioned in the chat, if you are weak below the 4172, you want to be targeting, right? What you want to be targeting is below the 4166 all the way to 4150. That's what you want to be targeting. So these three levels. I have the 4150 because this is all the way at the bottom of those singles as a potential move for the E-mini in case we drop and do a small correction on it. I still believe the market will print those 4200, 4220s by the end of the week. But since we have a very busy week with all those earnings, a lot of things can happen. We can just go into this roller coaster of consolidation between the 4160 and 4190, maybe 4200 for the whole week. We are going to have Amazon, we're going to have Google, we're going to have Apple, Tesla tonight, AMDs. We have a bunch of trades setups. Okay, so stay tuned to what is about to happen with the E-mini. If you have not subscribed yet to the YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so, right? Because we have videos that goes out every single night. And there goes the 62. Let me go back to my oil tray. There goes the 62 on oil printing now. So let me go back to my interactive broker, see if I can close that. Let's see, APPS. And let's go to my oil tray. Oil tray, make sure these gets out. Close the tray. For a minute, I thought I left a runner on this tray, but they got me out completely at the 87. So no trade for me on that oil at this moment. Meantime, ES trying to get out of this 86 level. All right, let me see if this thing is going to pull back a little bit or not. 62s. No, they printed the 6206. It's still holding, guys. Oil is still holding this big move. Since this morning, the moment we opened that oil, we been one time framing higher, right? Now, we did leave this poor low. We left this poor low right here on the 6110s for oil. Kind of weak reference because this is exactly what the volume point of control from overnight is. Very mechanical buying there that happened on oil, and now trying to move away from this 62 level. That would be really important for us to print those 63s on oil, on the crude oil. Right, let's go back to APPS. This was a trade I took early on this morning. Let me show you. Let's go back to the stocks for a little bit. Let's go to Digital Turbine, and if you look this morning, I grabbed a trade about 60. I took a trade about 73.50 and got out at 74 and a quarter. Actually 74.48. So went long the 73.65 and out at 74.49. Left about $1 here on this trade because now it's printing 75.55. This is the move that sometimes you get out of Digital Turbine, where we pull about $1.50 early on in the morning, and then you retrace those $2 by mid-afternoon. Let's see if they are going to repeat this game and pull back to the 73s after launch we can grab another trade on APPS. Okay, let's go back to BABA, and well, let me go in order. Let's talk about a little bit about Apple. All right, let's talk about the Apple trade from this morning. We were waiting for the 5360. Some of you guys probably went long here. I was waiting for the 6350, 3350 on the Apple trade. Consolidating now on this 34. Not much to do. If you collected that dollar, kudos to you guys. It's time to just ring the register and move on to the next trade that's for the Apple trade. AMC, last week we were trading AMC and we were expecting this move to move away from the $10 mark. We exit our trade at 10:44. This was a Thursday. Friday we didn't do much for AMC, but we were just holding this $10 mark. And look at it today. The moment we open today, we print 11.55. Very nice move. Good to you guys. Good for you guys if you guys held into those trades that we went long. We went long AMC $9.29, if I'm not mistaken. What was the long that we did? Yeah, we took it right here at $9.29. We exited all the way at $10.44. If you held to that trade and you went all the way from 9.20 to 11.50, kudos to you guys. Really nice trade. About 30% return on your money on that trade. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. So let's talk about Apple. We talked a little about Apple already. What to do, what to look for Apples. These 35s on Apples now before earnings probably are going to be our resistance. So we're going to be waiting for these 33s and 32s to play it long before earnings. Into earnings, we might do an iron condor tomorrow. I'll be playing out that move. I'll explain it to you guys tomorrow morning as we come into the room to start selling some iron condor for the Apple trade. Printing 6202, very nice move. Look at the ES. Did I put 86 on my ES trade? Did they fill my order? Not really. I think it was 86 that I placed my order at 86. Did they fill my order? Nope. I placed that at 86, 85.75. We only printed 85.25 for the trade. And that was a pretty nice move. About 2.5 points, 3 points. All right, 62s on this oil. Looking good so far. 83s. So let's go back to the stocks. I'm going to leave the ES at 83 for now. Boeing was a very nice move. We exited around 236. Look where we are, about 243s. Friday we did pull on these 234s again, but they just ran to the 238s. We couldn't grab it. Today they jump another $5. Nice trade for those of you who held this 233 long. About $10 return in about 3 days on the trade for Boeing. Okay, BABA. We were looking for the 225s on Friday for BABA. And let's see what's going on with BABA right now. Okay, let me take a look at BABA trade for those of you who are still long the 225s. We talk about the fact that on the daily, right? Let me take a look at the daily to show you what's going on. That 225 long that we took, it took us all the way to the 240s on this big move from the China news on that Sunday night. And now we came back all the way to the 226 levels, not even to the 225. So we still haven't closed this gap yet. But look at the nice move that we're having back on BABA, bouncing back to the 230s. If you guys are long those 226, kudos to you guys. I'll be waiting again, see if I can get it. I have an alert here below 230 to go long for my BABA trade. I have some leaps on it. I have the 250, I believe, for January. So, excuse me. Start looking for these 225s again, guys, for BABA. All right. Let's go to BIDU. BIDU trade, we went long this 206. We were looking actually for the 218 on this thing. We grabbed it. I got out too early. I believe I got out at 207 and I couldn't reload. I couldn't recapture my trade at the 206, 207s. Now at 220, 218, excuse me. So this morning I tried to grab the 214s. I just couldn't grab those 214s. We stopped right at 214 and a quarter, for I think 1421, and this thing just reversed completely to the 18s on BIDU. So let's look at BIDU coming in tomorrow, see if BIDU will pull back into those 210s again. I believe we will see 225 pretty soon on this BIDU trade. So I'm telling you this today, BIDU, start looking for those 210s, 208 level. That is on BIDU, okay? Let's look for the 210s, start going along the 210s, and maybe we can get a nice retracement on that 210s. Back to the 225s. Let's go back to Coinbase. Coinbase, I have an alert. This time I will not miss this trade on Coinbase. You guys saw the big jump on Bitcoin already overnight from the $47,000 back to the $53,000. So what do we have on Coinbase, right? I would like to get on those 280s. And those of you who asked these questions on Thursday, Friday was it that we went from the 285s to the 304s. Kudos to you guys. I didn't want to jump with you guys because I wanted to get the 280s. Was a little hesitant to pull the trigger here on the 288s. But this was such a great move. As we were opening the market that day, some of you guys were DMing me about the 282s, and I said, yes, I mean, it looks good to take it all the way to 300, about $8 gain. Well, they gave you more than $8 from this 282. They took you all the way to the $300, and now they took you to the 305. So kudos to you guys if you hold on into that trade. Very nice. I'm probably going to be waiting out for a small pullback, maybe into the end of the day. If I can get it below the $300 mark for my Coinbase trade, that will be the only way to play it. CROX, on the other hand, CROX, we got out at 77.81. I have a spread on it, making money so far. And look, I told you guys in the room, look for that 84 level on CROX, and they gave it to us today. I mean, even Friday, they were printing 84s on Fridays. Today, they actually give you 86. Now, why did I say that? Because last analysis we did on the daily, this is what it looks like, right? This is the daily. Let me get rid of all those trades that we have there. Show the trades there. Here was the analysis that we've been doing, and this was the support line on the 70s. Every time we come to the 70s, it's being bought. But then you have this 75 mark. Right, main reason we were buying this 75 for CROX was based on this $75, 75, 75, oh 74, excuse me, 74s. That is a $10 move for this, and I told you this was just a liquidation. I mean, there were no news at all when we were looking at this trade. We pulled from the 84 without news to the 74s, and I said it's time to load the boat and start buying this CROX trade. Those of you who held onto the CROX trade, very nice return, about $8, $9 if you grab the 76 or 78, excuse me, from the 78 breakout that we were looking for. When I got out, this was a nice, very, very nice move on CROX. Let's go look at the next one. Now, what is the next trade? My spread, I might close it. I mean, it's less than 10 cents now. Sold it for about 60 cents. I sold it 68. I might close it for, take 90% profit on this thing. And it expires on Friday. So even if I leave it by Friday, it's good money, good return on CROX. Okay. So let's go to Facebook now. Let's talk about Facebook. Facebook, last week we did the trade from the 300s. Let me put my trades back on. I don't recall the trades top of my head. Did I put the trades back on? Yes, I did. So let's go back to my daily. And there it is. So I exit from 290 every time we go below 300. I've been buying and buying calls, the 315 and 320 calls on Facebook. Those are doing okay. But now check it out. Now we went from the 298s and we exited 300s, right? We exited 301s on Friday. I think we exited 301.30 on Friday. Now coming back to the 301 from the 306, this will be my next entry on Facebook. So let me place an order right now. Let's see what do I have on my active trader as a profit and loss, and place an order. There you go. Not 100 shares. I want to do 50, and then I will do 50 as we drop to the 298. So let me change this to about 50. Actually, I do a third right now. Let's do, no, let's do 50 shares. Let's do 50 shares. Cancel this and grab 50 shares at around 299, so maybe the 300 bucks. And then we will be adding more. Let me move my stop to the 290. I'll be adding some more on these 298s if we see it. So my first entry to 300, then 298 and 296 to capture the 100 or 150 shares. All right. Let's go back to the ES. ES 83.25. Oil pulling back from the 62, about 10 cents. It is expected. All right, FNGU, let's talk a little about the FNGU. Our last trade, about 400 shares, was exiting that 33.30s Friday. Currently, we are printing 33.58. Not much to do on this trade. I was waiting below these 32s this morning, but they did not provide us these 32.50s again. So I'll be waiting for this FNGU to come back a little bit into the 32 bucks to go long. All right, let's look at GameStop. How we've been playing the GameStop long the 49s back to the 152s. Today going about the 150s. Even this morning, I mean, they gave us this 149 trade, and now look where we are, all the way at 160 and getting closer to that 160 level again for GameStop. So I'll be looking to buy those 149s GameStop. Let me place an alert quickly, see if we are going to drop below the 150 level. Next time I want to be alerted what's going on that trade. All right, GNRC, those of you Friday, we talk about the 310s on Wednesday, and then we talk about the 320s on Friday. Look at the move from the 320 back to the 335. Nice move. Those of you who got in on this GNRC trade, good job. The trade was there all over the place. Pretty good. I'm probably going to be placing an order, looking it up closely tomorrow. KSS, let's talk about calls. Calls, what are we doing calls? Well, calls been good. Look at all the trades on the 60s. Let me go back here. Where is my trade on calls? The last trade I want to share with you. Where is it? Come on. Did I do 5 days? Oh yeah, I did 5 days, sorry. There it goes. So what do we do with calls? How do we trade calls? Every time you are at 60, you short the stock and you get out for $1, $1.50. Look at what happened today. They gave you the $60 move. Time to short the stock back to the 59. Get your percentage, 1.5% on your trade. That was a very good move for calls this morning. Kind of missed it myself as I was looking at the oil trade and the E-mini. E-mini sitting is still at 83s, so let's keep talking about the stock. In the meantime, my order sitting. Microsoft doing nothing, guys. I mean, this has been a trade that it hasn't provided much return yet. Nvidia turning positive after being negative early on this morning. from the 605 back to the 615 for the Nvidia trade. Let me see what's going on with the Nvidia at this moment. If we can place a trade back to, maybe back to the 600. All right, Phillips 66, nothing to do. I'm waiting, just waiting for this Phillips 66, guys. I just explained this morning to the guys in the room about the trade setup, right? Look at the setup for Phillips 66 and all the trades that we have made so far on Phillips 66. Right, Phillips 66, it has this very nice $74 setup that they are buying now on Phillips 66. Right, good trade for those going long. Back to the 80, that will be the move. Looking for 70, and they pay a very, very nice dividend. So go check it out. For now, nothing to do on that Phillips 66. We're gonna be waiting for that 72s if I see it again. All right, that is for Phillips 66. TQQs this morning 109 long. I exited the trade really quick on this pullback from the ES, kind of regretting that move when we went back to the 0850. That was the time to load the boat. About $1 return. I'll wait it out. Let's see how it's going to play out today. All right. Tesla. One of you guys were asking me about Tesla this week. What to expect? Well, what are you going to expect? You will expect a lot of moves on Tesla coming earnings. It's going to be maybe a roller coaster after earnings get reported. I'll be looking for the 789 move on Tesla, 788, 789. If the earnings are bad, especially the guidance, if the guidance from Tesla is bad, you know that China is putting a lot of pressure. China is putting a lot of pressure into Tesla. So the Tesla move will be to buy those 700. If we drop below this maybe 680s after earnings, that's where you want to take the long, right? 680s, you put a tight stop, maybe $10, $20. All depends on the risk that you would like to trade, that you would like to take. That would be my move on Tesla. Look at the ES. Anyone shorted the ES 85? Kudos to you guys. My order is sitting right 1-2 ticks above it at 86. ES now pulling the E-mini back to the point of control on the 82s, guys, for the E-mini trade. Okay, I have Tesla on the screen, and I'm going to leave the E-mini on the screen as well. So Tesla, that's the only way. Tomorrow, we'll see. I mean, tonight I'll be trading after hours. Maybe you guys are gonna see me trading Tesla after hours tonight. Very important that if we hold tonight, the 720s going after earnings, right? Even if we hold these $700, guys, there is a good chance whatever news comes from Tesla, you see a knee-jerk reaction to the downside, and then maybe tomorrow you will see that reversal back to the 750s. If you get that reversal today to the downside, that is your opportunity to go long on your Tesla trade. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about Twitter. Twitter pullback from the 70s. You guys recall how they were printing those $70 move. Our last trade was to short the 71 back to the $70. And I really messed it up by getting off my short, because once they dropped this 69.58, it was game over all the way to 64. Now they are trying to push back up. We'll see if that's going to happen. As of right now, I see them at least going with the sector, but the 62 level is the support for our Twitter trade. Let's wait it out and see if that's going to happen. Maybe go long on the 65s. If you guys are not long the stock yet, start looking for longs on that 65. This is the 30-minute chart, and if you look, we have this type of head and shoulder developed Friday, inverse head and shoulder on this Twitter trade. So that means that if we break this trend line above the 67, that will give you the move to the $70 mark for Twitter. To start looking into those coming up maybe during the week with the move out of the NASDAQ trade. All right, let's talk about Unity Software. Unity Software, look at this move. I have here a sell, and this is a spread that I'm trying to do for Unity Software. Currently, they haven't filled my order yet on Unity Software. But what do we know? We know one thing. We know that Kathy has been buying this, and I think Kathy is providing a nice support. ARK Investments, Kathy from ARK Investment has been buying the Unity Software along with Teladoc, T-Doc. I'm going to talk a little bit about T-Doc in a minute. So it has provided a nice support on the 96 every time you go to those 95, 96 level on Unity Software. It gives you a pretty good entry opportunity for you to capture at around $10 on every single move. Today, back to the 106, now back to the 104. From the 100s, we printed 102 this morning. About a good return that has been giving you. So wait out. If you're not long yet the stock, I will wait. Add it to your watch list. Look for the 96 longs for Unity Software. All right, let's go back to UVXY. My trade on UVXY, look at all the trades. I mean, beautiful trades this last week. About 7,000 shares that we shorted on the $6. They are gone. Now, what do we do with this move? I'm waiting for this move back to my $5. Maybe this week we're gonna get it again to short the stock once again. We did fabulous with those options. We sold the $5 call expired on Friday. We collected about $1,500 on those trades. Kudos to you guys who took the trade with me. Very, very, very nice trade for UVXY trade. Now I'm just going to wait a little bit. Like you can see today, pretty much flat for the day. The VIX has not moved. I think the VIX was what, 17 and change, something like that. So VIX hasn't moved at all. Let me open here what's going on with the VIX Central. Let's see. What is the VIX? How does it look for May and June? Barely looks like, man, they are trying to push above the 2022 by June. So I don't know if this is going to be a big move on that UVXY trade, but we can play it along. We can start seeing that the UVXY for next month expiration, start playing with those UVXY, start selling some, going short some calls, short the stock and sell some puts, or you own this. If you own the stock, do some cover calls against it. I would not own the stock. Probably could be selling some calls, just naked short. You don't need to own the stock if you have the money. Oil, no news today for oil. Let me look at the yields again. Yields are picking up a little bit. They were negative early on as we were checking out early in the morning. Yep, so early on we were negative. Now they are picking up a little bit. Let's see if that's going to put any pressure into the technology sector. But we know for sure that Emini now pulled back from the 85 to the 82. Here goes the 81 on the Emini trade. Kudos to you guys who held onto that trade. Let's look at one more thing here. Let me come back to the markets. On UVXY, not much to do as of right now. Valero trade. So here is the Valero trade that I talk about. How we went long that 71s, now below 70, guys. So last trade we took it from $71 and we got out at 72.50. Long 71s and out at 72.50. Let's see if we can repeat that trade again. Why do I have this 68 mark down for Valero? Valero pays a very nice dividend as well. So let me take you to the daily and what to look for this Valero trade. Okay, Valero pull back from the 85 level. All right, where did we stop? All right, you guys recall the breakout from February. This breakout from the 65 So as we came there March, we bounced from here, right, from the 68 to the 76, and now we came back again to this 66 level last week, right? This was a very, very nice entry for Valero at 76. We took the trade from 71 to the 72s. Now again, back to this 70 bucks, providing us maybe another good entry. Start looking for these 68 longs for Valero to take it back to the 76. If this oil moves, guys, energy sector will move with it. So that's the expectation. All right, currently oil pulling back to that 61.82, again being down, being up as much as 62.05, I believe we printed, 62.06. So oil pulling back to the value area high. Start looking for the trade on oil. Once we get here, value area high, take a long back to the 62s. Look at the 61.70 for the oil trade. All right. The Dow Jones a little bit weak at this point right now. Kind of weak right here, printing, what are we printing? 33,953. The Dow a little bit weak now, guys. Let me see what the ES is doing. 82.25. All right, let's talk a little bit about Wayfair now. Wayfair, and I'll talk a little bit about other stocks that I just added to my list. But Wayfair last Friday gave us a nice opportunity to enter below the $300 mark. Actually, the $300 move was a good move back to the 308, 306 this morning. So the move is, I mean, the expected move was to take it back to the 320s, 330s, and 340s, right? But because I have seen now these new lower highs getting print on the stock, and we are out of this range now. We're having such a hard time to keep ourselves inside this range on the daily basis. I'm a little concerned about going long these 300s now. If I will take any long trades on the on Wayfair, I'll minimize the size. I'll probably go 1/5 of my position or 1/3 of my position first, maybe about 30 or 20 shares on the stock until we see what's going to happen, because I do have this inclination to think that these guys are probably going to be heading for these 296, below these 290s, and that will print the 280s for the stock. So my only concern is this move, right, all the way to 280 at this point for Wayfair. So I will wait. Let's see if this 300 is actually going to hold truth. My long trades at 300, every time you see me going long $300 on Wayfair, they will be small. They're going to be maybe 1/5 or 1/3 of my position. And I will let you guys know about it as I am taking my trade with Wayfair. All right. So let's talk about two other stocks that I have. Williams-Sonoma this week trying to go back into this 80s. Last week we held this 170, 166 level. Really nice. And look where we are now. This nice cup. We are developing a very nice cup, right, on Williams-Sonoma. So let's see if we're gonna get a handle back to the 270. I mean to the $172. On Williams-Sonoma, and take this stock back to the 180, 188 level. This is a stock that I added to my list last week, I think last Wednesday. I didn't go over it for our YouTube, but last Friday gave me the indication, once we start printing about the 171s, that this was going to be a good move. And today they just moved what, about $3, about 1.3%. Not a bad move for today. Volume is about 1 million, so the average volume is about 1 million. Today, very low volume, 325, but it's still very nice setup coming up. with Williams-Sonoma. I'll probably do a single video tonight, 60 seconds video, just to give you guys a better idea what to look for. As of right now, mark it down. You can mark your cup, right? Mark the cup that we have and see if we can get a handle back to the 172 at least, so we can start, contemplating the idea that this stock can move, once we break that cup, can move all the way to 180, 184, 186 area. About $8 profit on this trade. If we grab the 172, it will be almost a $10 trade. So not a bad trade, not at all, for Williams-Sonoma. One trade that I'm looking for to take is with MT, right? So the MT trade is for us to wait. We are going to wait for this trade. Let me mark it right here. All right, we're gonna mark it right here, 30.48. Let's see if we can retest this breakout of the $30 on ArcelorMittal, right? With Arcelor, let's see if we're gonna retest this breakout at the $30 and start going long. Very nice, very tight stop, maybe 50 cents on the stock. Nice move. We can print on this baby maybe 35 in about a month, 32 to the 35 levels for MT, for AMT. Let's go back to AMD trade. We have it here marked down, and I told you guys, look at the consolidation that we were doing last couple of weeks, right? I am long 77s and I'm long 82s on this trade. I have about 2/3 of my full position on the trade. Very nice consolidation between the $78 and the $83 move. Now finally breaking out of it, going about the $85. Remember, our previous support, it was that $88, $89. So this 89.22 now becomes our target on the way up, right? That is for AMD, guys, the AMD trade, okay? AMD trade. So that's what I'm looking for, AMD. See if we can push above it. Let me mark this for a minute. Let's see what this mark is gonna look like. What is the top of this candle? 87. So we're pretty close to that 87 now. So this is the drop where we pulled back a little bit in the month of March with all the news about the chips. So supply that we have, look at the 87 as a target. Your first target, if you long that 82 like I am, I'll probably be taking half of my position on the 87 mark and call it a day. I mean, maybe leave a couple of runners, leave 1/3 of position as a run, buy some, sell some spread, some put credit spread, maybe the 80s, and let the stock go all the way to 90. That would be the trade to take, right? All the profit for AMD. Look at the ES now dropping below the 82, pushing the point of control to 81.25. Point of control can go all the way down maybe to 81 even. Well, they just push it to 81 even. Let's see if they're gonna leave it on. All right, APPS 75.67s, NASDAQ and the Dow Jones. Well, the Dow Jones is weak. ES and the NQ trying to follow right now. Let me move and go back to the NQs. Actually, the ES, excuse me. All right, here goes the E-mini. Again, it's back into the same range all morning, right? Hasn't done much. 84s, 85. So my order was at 86. Let me cancel that. No longer available. I mean, it's not even needed anymore. Instead, let's look now at the 180s, see if they will hold. VWAP is right at 141.7850 for the E-mini. So any break or any longs will be back to 178. Now 178.50, if you look, the overnight is 178.25. So you have VWAP confluence with your overnight high for the E-mini, right? Oil trying to push back above that 62 bucks on the oil trade. Let's see, why do I have this right now? Give me 1 second. I'm looking at my other account, guys. Please, I'm sorry. I have another trade here for, finally, Tilray is moving 40 cents, right, from that 17 bucks. Unity Software looking good. Now it's at 105 on Unity. Take Two is positive. I'm long Take Two 174, currently 176.59 for Take Two. All right. So let's go back to Take Two because I did not disclose my position on Take Two. So here are the Take Twos. The 174.50s, that's what I'm long on this trade. Really bad. I didn't get out on Friday, Thursday or Friday, and we were printing the 79s. It's still long. I'm still liking the stock. I'm actually have a put, like I told you. I sold the put. I sold the 70. Let me give you the trade. Interactive Brokers, 172.50. So I sold the 72.50 put. I sold it at the same day that I think that I bought the stock, looking for the move to go higher. I sold it for about $550. Currently is only, what, $525, making some money there. But Take Two Interactive, looking really nice. I like how we are printing now these new lower highs on the stock. If we hold these 75 bucks, guys, good chances we start printing that 185 once again for Take Two Interactive. So look for this stock. If you do not have in your watch list, start looking at the 170 level, right, to add to your trade, right? Your stop should be the 160, about $10 to capture $15 or $20 on the way up. That would be the trade to take for Take Two Interactive. Another trade that I have is CRSR, all right, Corsair Gaming, right? What do I have for Corsair Gaming? Well, this is what I have for that trade. Let me move this out of the way. What do I have in Corsair? Right, Corsair CRSR trade. I have a markdown for you guys, the 28. How we are now we are holding these 30 levels, printing new higher lows. Next target will be the 36, right? This little box that we have inside of Corsair. Let me draw it on the screen, place it right there for you guys. There you have it. Okay, so what do I see for Corsair? Every time we come to these 30s, giving you opportunities. And by the way, they have a pretty nice premium. As a matter of fact, let me see if I have a spread, if they fill my spread. I have a put credit spread for May or June. Let me go back to my account. Oh, no, they didn't. No, they did not. They did not execute my put credit spread that I posted on Wednesday, last Wednesday for June, the 30s. So what are we having for June? I'm going out 50 days out for CRSR. They are paying about 72 cents currently for the $30.25. All right, 30.25 spread. They are paying about 72 cents. So not a bad trade. If you need to manage it, we can manage that trade in the room, convert it to a back ratio if the stock starts dropping below that break even, which will be around $29.30 for CRSR. All right, next position open. I have DKNG 55 bucks. DraftKings DKNG. Okay, what do we have in the DKNG? That 55 was the low from January, February, and they held it. This low, 55 bucks. Let me mark it there for you. 54.39. We held at 54.39. Let me get this out of the way. Now, where are we heading, right? For this stock, we broke out of the trend line. We have a small trend line since last mid-March. We're breaking out of it. We came to retest it on Friday, trying to move away from it. So if you are long already the 57s, 58s on DraftKings, your target will be that $60. any stop. Look at the 56 stop, very nice, very tight stop. I would probably place my stop right here around 56, excuse me, 56.50. Any longs right now, 58. Even today they gave you a chance to go long 57.50. Your stop should not be greater than 56.50, right? More if you long 57.50s, your stop should be 56.50. Your target should be the $60, captured around $3, maybe $2.50 on this trade, right? So very risk reward, risk $1 to make 3 for DraftKings, okay? So guys, that's what I have for all my positions, all my stocks that I see, that I have a watch list and I see in my room. So I'm probably gonna be closing the room, the live power hour right now. It is really close to noon. It is 11:56 right now. So thank you for being here. Those of you guys who showed up, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you guys have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so. Don't forget to hit the little bell so you get notifications every time I go live on the markets, or every time there is a brand new video coming your way. I do daily recaps for those of you, and I do 60 minutes. I'll start going to move into doing 3 stocks on 10. So 3 stocks analysis in 10 minutes. We start posting some brand new content in the YouTube channel. So please go ahead and hit the big button, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for you guys to get notifications. And please, if you like what you have seen so far, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for this video. Send us any message, leave us your comments. And if you guys would like to come to the room, go to eslive8.com. If you guys would like to join our Discord channel, eslive8.chat, C-H-A-T, eslive8.chat. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. God bless. Peace out, guys.